G'day, everyone.
Jake here, and I've got Lauren by my side.
We're starting our epic Mediterranean road trip right at the Rock of Gibraltar. See that giant rock behind us?
This is literally the gateway to the Med.
We're near the famous gates of Gibraltar where Spain and the UK meet.
It's a wild feeling to begin in a spot where we can see Africa across the water on a clear day.
Hey guys! Lauren checking in. We've got our little rental car, we've nicknamed her Sheila because every Aussie car deserves a name, gassed up and ready to roll. Starting here is unreal. There's a huge limestone rock towering over us and, you won't believe this, wild monkeys running around on it.
That's right. Gibraltar has Europe's only wild monkeys, the Barbary macaques. We haven't even left the parking lot and one tried to steal my sandwich. Laughs. A monkey stealing my brekkie only in Gibraltar.
I told you not to wave food around them. Anyway, the vibe here is super interesting. It's like a slice of Britain at the tip of Spain. Red phone boxes, English signs, but also Spanish sunshine everywhere. We're feeling a bit of that UK meets Spain quirkiness as we rev up for the journey.
We're aiming the car east now, ready to hug the Mediterranean coast all the way to Italy. Buckle up, mates, off we go. Driving into Saint Tropez felt like entering a postcard. We took a winding coastal road at sunrise to get here, and the light was just perfect. Everything had a rosy glow. The sea was like a mirror. And then we hit a traffic jam of sports cars and delivery vans all trying to squeeze into town.
Laughs. Nothing like a Lamborghini in front of us and a bakery van behind. That's Saint Tropez for you. We quickly learned why a lot of the rich and famous fly in on helicopters or dock their yachts instead of driving. The streets are teeny tiny and parking as well, an adventure. After a few circles, we managed to park our trusty Sheila, squeezed her between a Porsche and a Range Rover, no kidding. Stepping out, we definitely noticed our road trip outfits weren't exactly designer, but who cares? We were in Saint Tropez.
The harbor was our first stop. It's lined with super yachts that are honestly insane. Each yacht was bigger than the last, gleaming in the sun, with crews polishing the decks. We felt like kids at a zoo, except the animals were multi-million-dollar boats. I kept whispering, check out that one. Some even had helipads. It's a display of wealth like we've never seen. I joked to Lauren that maybe we could trade our car for a dinghy and tie up alongside. Pretty sure even the dinghies cost more than our entire trip.
The funny thing is, despite the bling, Saint Tropez is actually super charming. The old town has these narrow cobblestone streets and pastel-coloured houses with purple bougainvillea flowers everywhere. We wandered around holding hands, indulging in a bit of daydreaming at the boutique windows. I saw a handbag with a price tag that made me audibly gasp. Who buys a €5,000 beach bag? But we also found a local market in a square selling olives, cheese and spices. It smelled like heaven. We grabbed a fresh baguette and some local brie and had an impromptu picnic by the harbour like a couple of ordinary French residents. Best cheap lunch in the ritziest town ever.
Highlight of Saint Tropez, for me, Pampelonne Beach. That's the famous beach a bit out of town. 5 kilometers of sand where Brigitte Bardot kicked off the whole Saint Tropez craze back in the 1950s. We drove out there, once we retrieved the car without scratching the Porsche next to it, phew, and spent the afternoon on the beach. The water was a bright turquoise and super clear. We swam, we sunbathed, with lots of sunscreen of course, slip slop slap as we say in Oz, and maybe pretended we were on a glamorous holiday, haha.
True, we didn't splurge on the fancy beach clubs like Club 55, where the celebs go, but we did wander by for a peek. We caught a glimpse of some VIP-looking folks sipping rosé under white umbrellas. Meanwhile, we were perfectly content sipping our $2 lemonade and lounging on our towels on the public part of the sand. Honestly, it felt just as luxurious because hello, we're on the French Riviera.
As the sun started to dip, the sky turned orange and pink. We hopped back in the car, sandy feet and all, and navigated out of Saint Tropez. Next up, a place even smaller and glitzier, the one, the only, Monaco. I was stoked for this drive. I mean, I get to pretend I'm a Formula One driver on the way, right? Winks.
I swear, the moment we crossed into Monaco, Jake's foot got heavier on the accelerator. Monaco is tiny, a city-state that's just a couple square kilometers, but it's world famous for its Formula One Grand Prix, and someone here took that as a personal challenge.
Hey, I wasn't that bad. But okay, I did channel my inner Daniel Ricciardo, Aussie F1 legend, folks. Once we hit those winding streets, it's hard to resist. The road literally snakes along the harbor, up hills, through tunnels. These are the same streets the F1 cars race on every May. I even made the classic vroom vroom engine noises as we went through the famous tunnel.
It's true, he did. And I have video evidence for blackmail later. But honestly, driving in Monaco was thrilling and a little scary hairpin bends, fancy cars zipping by, and one wrong turn and you're suddenly in a tunnel heading out of the country. Yes, that happened. We accidentally exited Monaco for a few minutes and had to loop back. Oops.
When they say blink and you'll miss Monaco, they aren't kidding. But we parked eventually. Monaco has lots of underground car parks since space is at a premium. We emerged right next to the Monte Carlo Casino Square. Talk about feeling out of place. We walked by the casino in our t-shirts and shorts, and there were people coming out dressed like they were off to a royal ball. We didn't attempt going inside. There's a dress code and an entry fee, but we gawked from the outside. The building is beautiful, all Belle Epoque architecture, and there were Ferraris, Lamborghinis, you name it, parked out front like it was no big deal. I think I drooled over a classic Aston Martin for a minute too long because a valet gave me a look like move along.
Monte Carlo definitely served up the glam we expected. To mix things up, we wandered over to the old town, Monacoville, up on a big rock or hill. It's like a different world up there. Quiet lanes, a lovely yellow-painted palace. We timed it right and caught the changing of the guard at the prince's palace, which was pretty neat to see. And the views. You can see the entire country from up there, I swear. Yachts in the marina, the racetrack outline, and the Mediterranean going on forever. It's one of those pinch-me moments where you realise how far we've driven from Gibraltar all the way here.
Before leaving Monaco, I had one mission drive the famous hairpin turn at the Fairmont Hotel. The sharpest turn on the F1 circuit. Call me a nerd, but I was grinning ear to ear doing that at 15 kilometers an hour, which is about all the turn allows. It's hard to imagine F1 cars taking it at crazy speeds. After that little personal joyride, we grabbed a quick bite, crepes from a street stand, about the only affordable food in Monaco, to be honest, and said au revoir to the Principality of Bling.
Monaco may be tiny, but boy did it leave a big impression. It's like a fairy tale city with a need for speed. As dusk settled, we aimed our car northeast. Italy was just a few kilometers away. It's hard to believe how quickly things change in this part of the world. New country, new language, coming right up.
Crossing into Italy was as simple as a highway sign saying Italia, and suddenly, ciao a tutti. We were surrounded by Italian license plates and signs. We could smell the pasta. Okay, maybe that was my imagination, but seriously, the excitement was real. This was our third country of the trip, and even though we'd come a long way, we weren't done adventuring yet.
The Italian Riviera welcomed us with breathtaking views and, a ton of tunnels. No joke. The highway along the Ligurian coast goes in and out of mountains like a yo-yo tunnel, bridge, tunnel, bridge. We lost count after, 50 tunnels? It became a game to see who could hold their breath the whole tunnel. Laughing. I always lost because some of them are really long, but each time we burst back into daylight, we were treated to jaw-dropping scenes, cliffs plunging into the sea, terraced hills with colourful villages, and the glittering Mediterranean to our right.
Driving was intense here. Beautiful, but a bit hair-raising. Italian drivers tend to be, how do I put this, enthusiastic on the road. A tiny Fiat zoomed past us at one point like we were standing still, and scooters appear out of nowhere. It definitely kept me on my toes, and Lauren periodically yelping, "Watch out," chuckles. But we managed just fine, even embraced the chaos. When in Italy, drive as the Italians do, but maybe not as fast as them.
We made a pit stop in a little coastal town called San Remo. We hadn't planned on it, but I saw a sign for it and remembered it's famous for flowers and music festivals. Why not, right? Spontaneous detours are the best. We ended up strolling a palm-lined promenade eating gelato that, I kid you not, might be the best gelato I've ever had. And I've eaten heaps of ice cream in my life. 2 scoops of pistachio for me, stracciatella for Jaike, and we were in heaven. We sat on a bench watching locals do their evening passeggiata, leisurely stroll, and for a moment we felt like we'd blended right in, just 2 more souls savouring la dolce vita by the sea.
The final leg was upon us, Milan or bust. We turned the car inland and headed north. It's about a 2.5-hour drive from the coast to Milan, and as we left the sea behind, the landscape changed to flat plains and farmland. Driving into Milan was a bit of a shock after weeks of beach towns. Suddenly, we're on multi-lane roads with trams and busy traffic, surrounded by tall buildings. Our GPS led us right into the heart of the city. Fun fact, Milan has these area C zones where you need to pay a fee to drive, to reduce congestion. We made sure to park on the edge of the city center to avoid any fines. Travel tip for you road trippers: look up local driving rules.
We arrived just as evening fell, and we headed straight to the iconic Duomo di Milano, the huge Gothic cathedral. We figured it would be the perfect grand finale for our journey. Stepping into the piazza and seeing the Duomo lit up at night was goosebumps-inducing. We stood there, two road-weary, happy Australians, gazing up at this masterpiece of architecture. It was a far cry from the beaches and coasts we'd been living in, but that contrast made it even more powerful. I think I might have gotten a bit emotional, though I'll blame the travel fatigue.
We both just leaned on each other in front of the Duomo, in awe that we actually drove all the way here from the bottom of Spain. More than 2,000 kilometers, that's over 1,200 miles, behind us. Countless memories with my favorite co-pilot by my side. It was a quiet, sweet moment. And then my stomach rumbled loud enough to echo in the piazza, typical. The spell was broken, and off we went in search of our well-earned Italian feast.
Oh yes, we found a cozy trattoria and celebrated with pizza and pasta galore, maybe a little too much. We practically rolled back to our hotel. The next morning we sat at a cafe sipping cappuccinos. Even though Italians say that's only for mornings, it was still morning, so we were safe, and recapping the highlights of our trip. Sunsets on Spanish beaches, the excitement of crossing borders, the glitz of the Riviera, that random gelato in San Remo, the look on Jake's face in that Monaco tunnel.
This journey has been absolutely legendary. We experienced so much in such a short time. Different languages, foods, landscapes. One minute we're feeding monkeys in Gibraltar, the next we're dodging super yachts in Saint Tropez, then pretending to be race car drivers in Monaco, and finally basking in the culture of Milan. It's like a greatest hits album of Europe all in one road trip.
And doing it together, just the two of us, made it even better. I'm not tearing up, you are. We've got stories to last a lifetime and a deeper appreciation for how diverse and beautiful this part of the world is.
So the big question for our channel, should I go Mediterranean coast road trip? Well, if you couldn't tell already, we give it a massive yes. This drive has a bit of everything. Relaxingly scenic, wildly luxurious, culturally rich, and full of surprises.
If you ever get the chance, do it. Maybe not all in one go like we did. Take your time if you can, savor each stop. But even as a whirlwind journey, it was incredible. We hope our little adventure inspires you to pack a bag, grab a mate or loved one, and hit the road.
Thanks for riding along with us from Spain to Italy. We'll never forget this one, and we're so glad we got to share it with you. If you enjoyed the trip, don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures from Should I Go.
Until next time, ciao and happy travels, everyone.
Catch you later, mates, and remember, the world is out there. Should you go? We reckon absolutely. Safe travels.